Good evening and welcome to this special broadcast, the live broadcast on News the Truth platform, our very own entity on this Thursday evening. While a lot could be happening across the country, here's a peculiar case which came to fore from the state of West Bengal. In the state of West Bengal, the budget was presented today. Now, the state of West Bengal has adopted a state anthem, Banglar Mati Banglar Jol, a song which has been written and composed by Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore, also known as the pride of Bengal, the pride of India. The same jewel who had also composed the national anthem of India. Bengal government has now adopted this convention. At the very start of any government event or program, the program would begin with the state anthem, and then the program would also end with the national anthem. Today, inside the State Assembly of the state of West Bengal, here in Kolkata, as the House had assembled for the budget session, the Speaker asked everyone to rise up for the state anthem. Everyone stood up, and as how the chronology followed, everyone stood up and the song started playing. Yes, it was a recorded song, and most of the Trinamool Congress MLAs had started humming it. The BJP MLAs had also stood up, and after one or two lines of the song, the first objection was raised by BJP leader of opposition, Shubhendu Adhikari, mind it, while the state anthem was already being played. He raised his objection, looked around to the BJP MLAs and decided not to follow it. They all sat down, dismissing Banglar Mati Banglar Jol as the state anthem, not approving it or not supporting it. And then they stood up again, and Shubhendu Adhikari, leading the BJP MLAs, started singing national anthem Jano Gano Mano Odhi Nayako Jaya Hai. Imagine one assembly, which is the Bengal Assembly, one occasion, that is the budget presentation occasion, two sides, the ruling side and the opposition side, and two songs were simultaneously sung at the very beginning of the budget session. Mind it, while the state anthem is being played, the national anthem was sung by BJP MLAs. And after BJP MLAs were done singing the national anthem, because in comparison to the state anthem, which is Banglar Mati Banglar Jol, the national anthem is not that long. So as soon as the national anthem got over, the Banglar Mati Banglar Jol, which is the Bengal state anthem, was still on. So in the meantime, BJP MLAs started raising slogans. Again I say, while the state anthem, Banglar Mati Banglar Jol, was being played, and after they were done singing the national anthem, Jano Gano Mano Udhi Nayako Jaya Hai, they started raising slogans. They started raising slogans like Vande Mataram, and they also raised the slogan Jai Shri Ram. Again I say, while the state anthem was still on. As soon as the showdown ended, Mamata Banerjee strongly condemned this act of BJP MLAs, and she said, this is simply not an insult to the state of West Bengal, which has adopted the state anthem, but is also an insult to the great poet Rabindranath Tagore, one who had composed the song. It was the same Bengali Ashmita that was at the heart of the political discourse in the run-up to Bengal Assembly election 2021. While Mamata Banerjee and Trinamool Congress had questioned BJP as whether they can be the rightful custodian of Bengal's culture, rich culture, And today, echoing the same sentiment, Mamata Banerjee said what BJP MLAs did while the state anthem is being played is nothing but an insult to Bengal and also an insult to Rabindranath Tagore. Here's a quick list of states that do have a state anthem. States like Karnataka, Gujarat, Bihar, you have Assam, you have Andhra Pradesh, you have Madhya Pradesh, you have Maharashtra, you have Manipur, you have Odisha, you have Tamil Nadu, you have Uttarakhand, you have Puducherry, and you also have West Bengal. All these states and UTs have in the course of time adopted a state anthem. An adoption of a state anthem has never been tantamount to any disrespect to national anthem or has not ever been tantamount to any secessionist idea. You have Assam, which is a BJP ruled state that has a state anthem. You have Gujarat with a state anthem. Bengal too has adopted a state anthem. Now, whoever is in power, the government can adopt an anthem, and the anthem which has been adopted by the state government of Mamata Banerjee has been passed in the cabinet and also in the assembly. BJP might disapprove it, but the question is, can anyone be given this liberty to insult a state anthem? Simple question. What is the harm in that song? Why don't you like that song? Banglar Mati Banglar Jol, how is that song anti-national, anti-Bengal, anti-India, anti any religion? What problem can you have with this very song? And even if you have a problem with the song, since it has been adopted, the question which has been asked by Trinamool Congress MLAs and also by Mamata Banerjee, could they have shown this much of courtesy in showing respect? Imagine, the session is on, the speaker is standing, all the ruling side MLAs are standing, the state anthem has already started playing, BJP MLAs had also stood up, and then suddenly they decide not to show that respect. They sat down. They sat down, and then they stood up again and sang national anthem. I was going through the national anthem code, and the national anthem code nowhere says that any government program has to mandatorily begin with national anthem. Mamata Banerjee also stressed on the fact that when the parliament session convenes, the parliament session begins with a national song, which is Vande Mataram. And when the parliament session ends, it ends with the national anthem. When you go through the national anthem code, and if I can read a small portion, under the section playing of the anthem, the code says, which has been drafted, decided and passed by the Government of India, the full version of the anthem shall be played on the following occasions: civil and military investitures, when national salute is given on ceremonial occasions to the President or to the Governor or Lieutenant Governor within their respective states and UTs, during parades, on arrival of the President at formal state functions and other functions organized by the government, and mass functions on his departure from such functions, immediately before and after the President address the nation over All India Radio, on arrival of the Governor, Lieutenant Governor at formal state functions within his state, union territory or his departure from such functions, when the national flag is brought on parade, when the regimental colours are presented for hoisting of colours in the Navy. Nowhere it is mentioned that the assembly session has to only begin with the national anthem. So, a state anthem being sung or played How is that even an insult to the national anthem? And the larger question is, while my knowledge could be limited, it's a question before the country. Can anyone start singing national anthem to shut someone off? It is expected when the national anthem is being played, everyone would stand up, everyone would join in unison. And even if you cannot sing, for whatever reason, you will at least not do anything else. Move around, talk, check your phone. Because every such act would be considered as disrespectful to the national anthem. And even the national anthem code says that when the national anthem is being played in some movie or in some, in some reel, people can choose to stand, but it is not mandatory for someone to stand up inside a movie theatre. That's what the code says. Still people stand up. But would you put anyone into a situation when the person possibly cannot follow the expected code of conduct in order to show the respect to the national anthem, and yet you would sing the national anthem to put someone in spot? Would you do that? And I ask this question not on behalf of anyone, but simply as a citizen of the country. I am a reporter, I'm there inside the State Assembly and I'm standing like all other reporters. You have all been witness to the entire showdown. We were all standing. No one had any dilemma when the House stood up for the state anthem, and no one should ever have. If I am there in Assam or in Andhra Pradesh or any other state which has a state anthem, even if I do not belong to that state, I would still stand up for the state anthem. And here the state anthem was being played. Yet BJP MLAs started singing national anthem. Now what do you expect? What do you expect out of others who were already in the middle of singing the state anthem? You want them to stop singing the state anthem and start national anthem, singing national anthem, or join the chorus of the national anthem? Is it possible? Humanly, logically. Again I say, my knowledge could be limited, and thus very humbly I ask this question. Can you start singing national anthem to shut someone off? Imagine tomorrow inside the parliament, when the parliament session is on and the opposition parties or the opposition parties are in disagreement with any bill which has been brought by the ruling government, by Prime Minister Modi's government, inside the floor of the House, and in order to express their disagreement, if they start singing national anthem, would that mean that all and everyone inside the parliament at that very moment would fall into a spot? Can you really use national anthem to shut someone off? Can you use national anthem for any political difference? National anthem is meant to unite. And you know what happened eventually? After the budget was presented, as soon as the presentation got over, all the BJP MLAs walked out. All the BJP MLAs walked out. And then after the House finally ended, the Speaker once again called everyone to stand up for the national anthem. And the State Assembly, all the MLAs inside stood up for the national anthem. The national anthem was sung by one and all, but without the BJP MLAs being present inside the House at that very moment. That's the picture. While the national anthem is being sung by all the MLAs inside Bengal Assembly, all are standing. You see that entire vacant space, the rows vacant. Those rows belong to BJP MLAs and they had walked out by then. I simply ask this question to one and all, to the citizens of the country. Can we use national anthem in order to shut someone off, in order to win over any difference that you have from the other side, in order to silence the other side? All the cars are moving now. Can I stand in the middle of the road and start singing national anthem? And if I do so, can I expect all the cars which are now on the go, suddenly come to a standstill? National anthem is not a code that children use to play that game called statue. You say statue and one would stand in standstill position. National anthem is much bigger than all of this. It is our national anthem. And I as an individual have every right to feel deeply for this. I'm a Bengali too. And even if I was not a Bengali, and if I was there inside the State Assembly, as I said, it is the basic courtesy, even if I do not belong to Bengal, and if there is a state anthem being played, it is basic courtesy to stand up. And you put everyone into this spot, the state anthem is being played, and you start singing national anthem, and what do? Has BJP trivialized, BJP MLAs, led by Shubhendu Adhikari, trivialized national anthem? It's a question that should be asked. I don't know what the Speaker of the House would decide, whether there would be any action taken. I don't know. But I know as an Indian, the national anthem of my country is much bigger than any political allegiance, than any political difference, than any idea of divide. Our national anthem is much, much, much bigger than all of this. As much as I would stand up for Vande Mataram, I would also stand up for national anthem, and I would also stand up for a state anthem if it is being adopted by our respective state. That's the code of conduct expected. That's the civility that is expected. Unfortunately, what happened inside Bengal Assembly today has left behind a lot of questions. And the questions would always be posed to BJP. Could they have avoided this? Could they have handled this better? And did they insult our very own national anthem, Jana Gana Mana Adhinayaka Jai He? The budget was presented, a lot of schemes have been issued, but unfortunately, more than the budget, this has now become the talking point. Thank you for watching. Do leave your comments on the comment section. Do let us know, what do you think about our national anthem? Can anyone use national anthem to shut someone off, to silence somebody? Can that be used for any purpose apart from patriotism and patriotism alone? Can it be used for political purpose? Can it be used to highlight political difference and also disagreement? Do leave your comments. Do let us know what you think, because your opinion matters the most to us here in News the Truth.